Hello, everyone. I'm SEU's Vice President for Student Development, Dr. Bethany Thomas, and you are watching SEU Now, our weekly update show where we keep you informed and educated on everything happening right now at SEU. This morning, I'm joined by a special guest co-host, SEU's VP for Innovation, Dr. Michael Steiner. Yeah, thanks for being here, Michael. Not only is he a special guest, but he's also a dear friend, and we are office suite mates.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we can hear each other through the walls.
Yes, through like 3 walls. That's how thin the walls are.
Yep.
So
all conversations are
I always
there.
say kind things about Michael.
And I say always kind things about Bethany.
Exactly.
And to the student that was in there the other day.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying.
Did they say bad things about you?
No, it was in your office, the one
Yes.
that said that one thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Terrible.
That we all heard
Yeah.
in the office because
So
it's thin.
beware.
Yeah. Beware.
Yeah, if you're
Walls are
that
thin.
student, you better meet me in Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
Anyway, today we are sitting down with our Chief Advancement Officer, Julie Paul, to talk about an exciting new initiative at SEU, our very own private Christian classical preschool and K-12 university model school. Julie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Also a dear friend to both Michael and I. We're so glad that you're a part of SEU, and we're also so glad for all the things that you bring to the table.
Awesome. It's great to be here
Yeah,
with you both.
Yeah.
Love it.
We love it. We'll be diving into plans and visions for the school as well as the heart behind this initiative. And be sure to stick around until the very end where we do my favorite part of the show, which are the top 3 events going around campus this week at SEU. So let's get started with you, actually, Michael. You actually played a key role in how this project first came about. Can you talk to us about the funding we received from the state of Florida and how we're able to secure that?
Yeah, so over the summer, we, in the Florida budget, the legislature designated to us an appropriations of $4 million to get this early child care center up and going. And this is really, a shout out and an incredible thank you to our representatives, Senator Doug Broxton, who's the chair of the Senate Appropriations Committee.
Wow.
Senator Colleen Burton was really integral and key in getting this, and then Representative Jennifer Canaday. And so what they were able to do, what this means, I'll give you some nerdy talk. This is what's called a fixed capital outlay. It's a specific one-off project to get behind and solve a need in the community. And for us, when it comes to the early child care center part of this project, which for us is the beginning, the platform that everything is going to be built upon, we have some incredible employers in the area, in the county, and in the city specifically, and we're just growing. Everybody's having babies. There's so many babies, and so there's a massive need right now for high-quality child care. And so they were able to come alongside, see that vision. It's really a vision that Dr. Engel had, at the beginning, that we need to get into early child care, be that need, because it's not just having a child care center. It's also a place for our students to be able to work, for our students to be able to start their educational career. So it's very holistic in everything that we're doing. And I'm sure Julie will be able to talk more about the specifics of it. But basically what it was is presenting our mission, our vision. Our representatives got behind it. They designated the funds within the budget. We were able to present it to the governor as well. He got behind it. He saw the vision, especially the need for the area. And they appropriated us the money.
That's
and
amazing.
it was great for them and stuff. So it's part of a larger project. Obviously, it's not just $4 million. It's bigger than that on that kind of stuff. But it's a great kind of starting point for what we hope to be an incredible asset and centerpiece of our community going forward.
And that's why I'm so grateful for you and Dr. Engel. It's important to keep those relationships with our government officials. And you guys spend so much time in Tallahassee. And it really pays off when they can hear our passion about the things that we need for our city, the representatives that are here for us. So I just think it's really props to you and Dr. Engel for taking the time, because it does take time and investing in those relationships that have gotten us to be able to start this. So Julie, Michael started talking about the need for it in our community, but what is this, in your opinion, what does this do for our community? What's the benefit of it?
I think that there's actually probably several benefits to that for the community. The first thing is the obvious, which is Polk County is growing.
Babies everywhere.
It is.
Babies everywhere.
Well,
I just envisioned
something like that. But also they're moving in. Our family just moved here 2 years ago, and when we moved here, trying to find a house, it was crazy because there were so many people moving here to this area specifically because it's growing so much and there's so much industry. The other thing is just, you're giving props to Michael and to Dr. Engel, absolutely, but then also just within Polk County, we just have really great leaders here. That so we've seen a lot of growth industry-wise, and then we've seen a lot of growth with top recruitment for employers. But SEU, we are one of the largest employers here in Polk County, and we've done a great job of bringing people in. And so just seeing in our own backyard the need for being able to keep and retain and bring in some of those top employees for SEU, but also just for other organizations here within Polk County is a key issue. And the main draw that families are looking for, I know we were as well, is education. Yeah. Polk County, because they are exploding, and just within this I-4 corridor, I think we're maybe the third largest space in the nation for growth. I think that for 2022 we were. But anyway, because of that, Polk County has great schools, public, private, and charter, but there's not enough. Right. Not enough. And a lot of people with where our governor has positioned us, families care about choice, and they want to have a say. They want to have some options, different options for their kids, because as we know at SEU, from a higher education standpoint, people are doing education differently now, and it's not just in higher ed; it's all the way across the board. So families want to have a choice in that. So we feel like that this is going to it's going to bring a great option for families that are here. B, it's going to provide some really wonderful assets to our community to draw people in. And then thirdly is the actual education component, which is something that SEU is so passionate about. And that's meeting people where they are, meeting the need for across the board, but providing excellence in their education by doing it. And that's what we're going to do with this preschool, and then eventually a K through 12 that'll be specific to the university model. In the classical education, we just see a major growth in that. And
so tell us a little bit more about that. So classically based curriculum, that's a big buzzword. Lots of people are talking about it. It certainly was big up in the state legislature when we were talking about this. To your point, choice, right? Different models for people to be able to pick what kind of education they want for their students. So tell us, what does it mean to be a classical school? What is university model? What are these things? Why are they different than what's out there? And what kind of where do they occupy kind of the unique landscape?
Okay, that's so fun. I love talking about classical education.
I love hearing about it.
I mean, I could give you about 6 books on it, but in a nutshell,
for time's sake, maybe
that.
not.
A really tiny nutshell.
Yes. And not like a
peanut.
Yeah, we're not talking
like a little berry.
No,
not a walnut.
Not a walnut. We're going really
a peanut.
Yeah, even smaller than a peanut.
Okay.
What's smaller than a peanut?
I don't know. Let's take it up a time.
Yeah.
Acorn. Anyways.
Okay, so classical education, basically it is just the study of humanity and of the ancient civilizations and how they grew to be so successful and how they have moved our whole society around the world forward. Not to say that it's all good, but we study the good, we study the bad, we study the beautiful, and we extrapolate from that what is wise, what is good, what is true, and what is beautiful. In today's landscape, families want to have a standard of truth, a standard of morality for their kids. Classical education takes that spine. And then since the Dark Ages, we've applied Christian into that classical education. And that has made that spine of morality, that spine of truth that everything else comes from. The beautiful thing about classical education is it is a lifelong arc of learning. So it is not just the sporadic need to learn a piece of information for a certain skill. It's actually learning more knowledge, taking that and applying it to logic, and then being able to communicate that well, in the voice and the written word, sometimes through music, sometimes through art. But to be able to do that, not for the purpose of knowing facts, but for the purpose of knowing God, our creator, knowing his creation, and knowing our fellow man so that we can serve all of them better. That is classical education, and that's the beauty of what we're doing. And we're starting that. Most families start that at a young age, from birth. And so we want to do that here in our preschool that we're putting together, just to start that and ready them to enter into a classical education for K through 12, and then ready those to be able to enter into a liberal arts education like what we have here at SEU.
That's amazing. Now, at SEU, we pride ourselves on having experiential learning opportunities for our students. And so I think a lot of people think, okay, at preschool, K through 12, what does that have to do with the university? Will we have opportunities for our college students to have experiential learning opportunities within the preschool and the K through 12? And if so, what would that look like?
That is one of the wonderful things I think about this partnership is that students within our college of education, they may go into public school. They may go into private school. They may go into charter school. They may go into Montessori school. They may go into a classical school. They may go into an international school. But what this provides is an opportunity for them to kind of learn some of these niches and to have an experience for different school choice so that they can see what their passion is as well. You know, we're here to help students discover their divine design. So maybe their divine design is in education, but maybe it's in classical education or maybe it's in Montessori education, because there is a passion for different types of education. So it gives them basically some perspective and just initiates them into the different types of education there. The other thing is there is like you said, experiential learning is just so important here at SEU. They're going to walk across the stage and get their diploma, and it's not just going to be the facts that they know. They're not going to know the theory of education. They're going to actually have practiced that. So our buildings will not only be a place where they can practice what they've learned, where they can interact, where they can be mentored, where they can mentor others, but also we're providing spaces within that too for them to be able to create their own classroom experience. You know, how will that look for them moving forward? So they're going to be ready to walk into that classroom. They're going to be experienced, and they're going to be well positioned for the best jobs out there, because they're going to be the ones that people are wanting in their classrooms. Yeah.
I love it. So tell us a bit about the timeline. When can we be getting in there? What's the timeline? What are we looking at?
It's the question of the hour.
It is. I know.
It is.
No, we actually, I think we're looking good. I think we're slated to be able to start the preschool in fall of 2025. We're hoping to break ground next year. We're working with people who want to partner with us, both in volunteerism, in funding, just in industry information. And there's a lot of people that do really want to be with us on this journey. So with that, our first fundraising goals, we're trying to meet that by the end of this year, and then kind of set up our next fundraising goals to finish out so that by the end of 2024, we have all of our funding in place. We have a brand new director in place, and then we're going ahead and starting training and bringing on people so that they have kind of a full 8 months to prepare for the opening of that time. And then, as soon as we open up enrollment,
it's going to be full.
It is. It is. All the research and all the people that we've talked to said, oh my goodness, whenever you open up, we need to know right away so that we can sign up. And I think it is going to be a capacity that first year.
I can't wait. So. And now we'll wrap up with this last question, Julie. I'm sure there's people that are listening that are like, how can I get involved now? I know obviously you're going to be fundraising for this initiative. How can people, if they're interested in fundraising or if they're interested in being a part, how can they get involved? Is there an email they could send?
Yeah, I think probably the best way to go about that is contact advancement. SEU advancement, I think it's advancement at seu.edu.
Great.
It's an easy one there. And from there, we'll put you in touch if you want to volunteer, if you're interested in employment, if you're interested in fundraising, if you're interested in mentorship, if you're interested in networking. We welcome all of that. And so we can get you to the right place for sure there. We've got people in line that'll
awesome.
Walk
so
with you.
Advancement at seu.edu.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, as promised, we're going to finish with our top 3 things that we need to know this week at SEU. Today, September 6th, Career Services, and the Department of Retention will be hosting Resource Day on El Prado. It's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you're hearing this, get out there right now. Whether you're new to SEU or just have questions on how to navigate college, this is the perfect opportunity to get connected to the resources you're looking for. So be sure to stop by. I heard there's free food, there's games and more, so you don't want to miss it. A study abroad launch party will be held tomorrow, September 7th, from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Buena Vida Breezeway. This event will highlight all the locations and programs available to study abroad. Make sure to stop by and check that out. Did either of you study abroad?
No, I got out of it.
Yeah.
Biggest regret of my undergrad career.
Yes, I hear so many great experiences about people studying abroad, and you know, from Greece to Nashville, there's like a music track, and there's all sorts of them. So make sure you get out there tomorrow.
There was a girl involved.
Oh, I got you.
Didn't want to be gone.
Did you marry her?
I did.
Okay,
so
she's great. We like her.
It worked out.
So that's tomorrow, 6 to 8 in the Buena Vista Breezeway. Go find out all the different locations you can study. And lastly, tomorrow our firemen's soccer team will be taking on number 8, Georgia Gwinnett College on the home field at 7 p.m. To hear more about the world of fire athletics, stay tuned for Fire Talk streaming live on SEU Fire Athletics YouTube channel within the next hour. So be there, 7 p.m. tomorrow. Go Men's Soccer.
Go Men's Soccer.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us today, Michael and Julie. It's been so fun hearing about all the new endeavors that we have at SEU. As usual, keep up with the latest SEU news and updates online and follow us on social media at SEU University and at BT Thomas. I hope you have an amazing week, and I look forward to connecting with you guys here next week on SEU Now. Take care.
See ya.